with Akai, and so the goal is really to have a authentic classic MPC experience on the iPad made more accessible than ever. So it's inspired by the 2000 era MPCs, kind of 2000, 3000 era. So you know, it's kind of got that look and everything, and also sort of some of the features and everything are inspired as well. So I mean, the main console here is sort of the classic 16 pads, and then we've got sort of some of the features from the sort of 2000 era, like sort of no variation slider, which lets you control sort of you know, some parameters on the fly while you're playing. It's got the classic MPC timing correct with the sort of, you know, famous MPC swing. No repeat, so you can sort of hold that down and play pads, like, you know, to different to match the timing correct. Yeah, that kind of stuff. 16 levels, which maps, you know, the sample across all the pads, like up and down tune or whatever, different parameters. And then, you know, we're still in development, so a lot of this stuff's grayed out, but classic sort of MPC transport, you know, so the same way that record and overdub work for the MPCs, you know, works here. So all the sequencing and everything. So it's got, you know, 99 sequences, or patterns, you know, rather, at least, and then each one of those has 4 tracks with independent, you know, 4 drum kits at once. So, you know, we can sort of navigate the tracks here and see sort of the different drum kits. So, and eventually we'll be able to pull up tables of all the sequences and tracks and manage them there. So, you know, we have a 4-track mixer for the different tracks. You just sort of mix and pan. You know, of course, when it's plugged into this guy, you can have sort of the mixer up while you're playing the pads and that kind of stuff. There's a effects bus with 3 effects. So right off the bat, you know, you can just pop on here and throw the bit crusher right on any track. So we've got like a bit crushing effect, distortion effect. There's a delay here, which is tempo syncable, and has a filter dampen over time, and that has like a mix for each track. So kind of like a send, aux send for the effects. And then there's just a master compressor limiter just on the master channel. So the real fun of this, you know, the MPCs are kind of first and foremost a sampler at their heart. So we really wanted to make sure that sampling was a big part of this. So I can shortcut in just to edit my drum kit here. So now I'm editing drums 1. I've got all my pads. I can just drag them around from pad to pad, edit a couple parameters. I can just jump right into my sound library. You know, it's going to have the full Akai Pro sound library here, and I can just drag those onto pads, just real quick, create drum kits, edit drum kits. Yeah, easier than ever, right? Because we got the iPad screen here. So then the really cool thing is I can select a pad and just shortcut right to the sampler. So this will sample from the line-in, the dock connector if you have some kind of connection for that, like there's pro mics and stuff to make. It also sample from the microphone, the built-in microphone. So you can just sample right here. Yeah, you can just, if you have a bunch of waves or whatever, you can just drop them in through iTunes and get them right this, you know, iCloud when that's happening. So the iPad version won't have velocity or anything like that, just because it's kind of, you can do it, but it sort of ends up being a pain. So you get pressure and velocity off of this thing, and then when you're using it standalone, you're basically in full levels mode, you know, which is like, no, it turns off velocity. So in terms of sampling, one of my favorite parts is this access to the music library. So I can pull up anything in my iTunes library right off the bat here, load it up, and get it going on the turntable. So again, this is kind of inspired by the classic 2000. I've got my Technics sitting next to my MPC plugged in. I'm dropping the needle where I'm, you know, cutting out beats of my records. So I'm digging in here to my collection. I can just start sampling it right off the record. I can just scratch a little if I want. And then when I'm done sampling, I'm in the sort of trim step, so I can trim it down and really lock into the sort of beat or phrase that I'm looking for. You know, so like I can rename it, you know, here or whatever, throw a tag on it and save it, and it's right on that pad right there. So now I can easily, you know, just grab from my turntable across all my pads and flip a beat right there. So that's really kind of one of the focus in terms of sampling, making a real fun sampling workflow. So yeah, that's basically the app, and this will be early this year, hopefully, and then the hardware companion a little bit bit more mid-year.
Right. So this fully functions without the hardware?
Yeah, this functions standalone, and then the hardware just kind of augments it. And all the controls of the hardware map really directly into this. So.
Bluetooth?
This, it plugs in with the dock connection. So that's the iPad right there. This is like an early prototype, so I can't bang on it. But yeah, this will run standalone or in this thing. So it just slots in, and then this case closes up. And you got a portable case. I mean, it's like this really rugged construction.
How much does that cost?
The hardware?
Yeah.
The hardware, you got to check with the Akai guys.
But you can just use the software.
You can just use the software. This will be, we're still in development, so we haven't announced the price, but I probably can't say, unless we go further and add a lot more, it's under 10. Far under 10. Yeah, so
10.
Under 10. I just can't say it yet totally, you know.
I thought you said
5
under 10.
Under 10.
Because I'm about to go get that right now.
Dude, for you it's 5. All right.
That's what I'm saying. Damn,
Yeah, so